Hi, today we're going to talk about why you keep having the same fight over and over again in your relationship and how trauma therapy can help. Hi, I'm Emma Coble and I'm a trauma therapist in Colorado, and I also see clients in Florida. So, if you have found yourself yet again in the middle of another argument that feels like it's kind of about the same thing, maybe it's like you're not feeling seen, you're not feeling heard or valued or appreciated, um, whether this is with a partner or maybe it's with a friend or a family member, these conflicts can feel so difficult and like stuck feeling and hard to get out of. Um, and I'm here to tell you that trauma therapy can really help you break the pattern. If these are with a relationship, these fights, couples therapy is also a really great option for breaking cycles. But today we're going to talk about how trauma therapy for you individually can be really helpful. So, if you are continuing to have the same fight over and over and over again, this is not because there's some flaw with you. It's not because you enjoy the fights or you're just incapable of having a healthy relationship or you can't listen. No. It's probably because your nervous system is responding and it doesn't feel safe. And this makes a lot of sense especially if you've experienced times of not being safe in relationships in the past. When we are in our current relationships, when we are dismissed or when we feel unseen or unheard or like we don't matter, this can trigger old wounds inside of us, younger parts of us that maybe did not feel seen or important, or like we belonged at all. And this can lead our nervous system to get charged, and then for us to get into a space of fight or flight and reacting, rather than gently responding to the other person, or being able to soothe our nervous system because maybe we were never taught how to do that. And so trauma therapy can help us slow down, understand what's happening in these moments, understand what's happening to those parts of us that are reacting so strongly and what's happening to our nervous systems, and be able to respond. It can also help us heal those old traumas so that we're not getting as triggered to begin with. So you might realize even rationally, like, this is a small thing, and it might not feel like a small thing. This is a sign that there's something historical here that is contributing to what's going on. Your body is going into protection mode. It's trying to protect you. And if this fight keeps recurring and it's with a safe person, you might rationally know you're safe now and not really know how to stop it. That's totally normal. So trauma, it doesn't always need to mean a big event like a violent relationship or abuse or something like that. Oftentimes, trauma can start early in our attachment relationships with our parental figures, where we didn't feel seen, important, attuned, attended to by them. We didn't maybe have a safe place to go where we could cry or get our emotional needs met by them. And maybe we felt like we always had to be doing something to keep our needs small or taking care of someone in our families, or maybe we felt like we had to perform in order to be lovable. So these parts that develop to try and help us get connection and love and be seen and protect us from hurt, they have probably been doing an amazing job of helping us for a lot of our lives. And they did that in the past, but in the present, they can make connection really, really hard. So trauma therapy can help us break this cycle by, like I was saying before, like EMDR can help you reprocess through the past traumas that occurred and understand what they are and how they are affecting you now, and then process through and heal those traumas so they're no longer, so you can understand them, you can put them into context, you can understand that they weren't your fault back then, and you're able to sort of move forward and let them go. This helps those old memories feel more neutral. This helps it so, again, you're not as triggered by relational conflicts in your current life. You also, in trauma therapy, we work with the parts of you that do get activated to help them understand and see that we really appreciate them. They were super important, in our healing and in our growth, and maybe not in our healing, but in us maybe surviving even in difficult situations in our past, and help them understand that actually now we have these other resources that can help us, and that we don't maybe need this part to protect us in quite the same way. So you might notice as you're going through trauma therapy that you can notice your triggers sooner, and you can actually name what's happening inside you. So I feel dismissed. I'm having that feeling of being small. That's an old feeling for me. You can take breaks. Maybe when your body feels overwhelmed, instead of shutting down completely, you can take 20 minutes and then come back to the conversation. You are not taking everything quite as personally because you're trusting in the other person's good intentions for you and for the relationship. And you're expressing your vulnerability and your needs more because you're not as afraid of rejection. You feel more resilient and like you could handle it if you are rejected. And you're also maybe feeling more trusting of others in general. And then as a result, the people around you start to also feel more relaxed because the emotional intensity isn't as high, and then fights are also less likely to occur. So if you are in a situation of feeling like you're overreacting but you can't stop, or feeling like you're really struggling to trust or open up, you're feeling anxious during these emotional conversations, and you're sort of repeating these patterns, trauma therapy could be a really good fit for you. So if you need help, reach out for a free consultation, and thanks for watching.